So, welcome back to the second episode of Speakin Geek with me, Graham.
Hugh.
Tom.
And Anthony.
And this week we thought we'd discuss stuff that's coming up in 2015, like Star Wars, Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, and answer all your questions. And we got some really weird ones, as well as talk about our awards that have been going for the last couple of days. And yeah, so Tom, what have you got to say?
Right, okay, we're just going to open up with some questions. So the first question that we've gotten here is from Pat McGrath. He asks, next year we have Star Wars Episode 7, Jurassic World, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Terminator Genesis, etc. We are going to be spoiled in terms of movie-going choices, so he likes to know what is the number one on our list and why. So I'm going to point it over to you, Graham.
I suppose Age of Ultron, because who doesn't want to see Ultron, like live-action Ultron? I mean, like, especially with James Spader voicing him. I suppose the funniest...
Sexy James Spader
Sexy James Spader. But I suppose
he can pull my strings any day.
Oh, Anthony. But, your girlfriend's listening to this. Your girlfriend's listening to this. I suppose the thing I don't want to see...
folks.
I suppose the thing I don't want to see is Terminator Genesis.
Does anyone want to see that?
No!
The trailer's dropping tomorrow.
And the teaser trailer was on earlier, and it looked terrible.
Poor Matt Smith looks so embarrassed.
Yeah.
He's even in it.
Is he even in the teaser?
Yeah, he's a Terminator.
I didn't. Oh, no, I knew he was in it, but I didn't see him in the teaser. I watched it earlier.
Oh no, he's not in the teaser.
I've seen him in the Empire
promo
covers,
shots,
whatever they were.
Blood make a wish.
I was wiping away his eyelash.
The tease of the teaser trailer looked terrible. Just looks so boring.
Well, we don't know anything from a 15-second trailer.
That's true.
So wait until tomorrow. Then wait for it to drop. See what happens.
Then
I'm sure
Yes,
I'm sure the internet will react to it in a calm and orderly fashion.
Just
because
like they did to John
internet
Boyega.
People. Hugh, over to you. What's your?
Well, I'm probably most looking forward to Star Wars, mainly because I'm a huge sci-fi fan. Although Ultron does look pretty cool, I'm really excited to see how they're going to bring back the Jedi, essentially, and how they're going to bring back the Sith after how it was left off in the last movie, and hopefully it's not going to be as bad as the prequels.
Well, we have Star Wars Rebels at the minute. That's apparently going to lead into some of the story.
Yeah, Rebels has actually gone quite well, and I've watched the first few episodes myself. They've got well-rounded characters, decent storyline. It's actually looking pretty good.
It's very fan service-y at times.
Really?
It's good. Yeah. Like, it's cool. It has
Obi-Wan's in it.
Background characters, and what's the alien dude?
I haven't
watched it. Maybe name the race.
Which alien?
The guy who's like the co-pilot of Zeb.
Oh, yeah, Zeb. Voiced by Steve Blum.
He's like based on early art.
Really?
First movies of what eventually turned out to be Chewbacca.
Oh, wow.
And I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but in the second one, which has C-3PO and R2-D2, C-3PO's at the back of a ship, and behind him is another droid who is the early artwork for what C-3PO is based on.
No.
Oh,
so they have
like Ralph McQuarrie artwork kind of thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So they have cool little references like that and stuff.
It's always nice when you see stuff like that being fan service. And stuff like that. It's always nice to, for shows, I suppose, to give back to some of the fans who kind of stuck by, even though the prequels were awful. Apart from Revenge of the Sith, that was a decent movie of the 3.
Makes you wonder why they can't get Marvel right in those new cartoons. If they can get Star Wars right in the cartoons, they can't get the new Marvel, Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble.
Well, now that Disney own both Marvel and the Lucas Arts and Lucasfilm, the hopes are, and I know that the comics could be something that could really, really do quite well.
Yeah, like once the comics come out, they'll start integrating them more and having crossovers.
I wonder will we even see maybe some kind of lead into the movie through the comics. It would be a missed opportunity otherwise.
I know they're trying to do something with Kingdom Hearts 3, saying the Star Wars and Marvel characters are not off the list.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
New lightsaber Keyblade.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I think a lot of people have just wet themselves right now.
Or gotten really angry. Considering
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, like,
the reactions
The
to the new
reactions were
saber.
ridiculous. The reactions to John Boyega were ridiculous.
Actually, they were ridiculous. His reaction though was perfect.
Oh, it was brilliant.
No, not even in the trailer.
Oh,
I'm talking about
yeah, what did he
his
say?
reaction on not in Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
He basically said, "Thank you for all your support and yada yada yada." To everyone else, deal with it.
I'm surprised there wasn't more backlash to FIFA D2.
FIFA
D2.
Did you see the guy who got the tattoo? He got a tattoo within like a couple of days of the teaser. There was photos doing the rounds on the web of a guy who had gotten his forearm tattooed with that droid, and it looked brilliant.
Let's just hope he doesn't regret it like the other guy who got Jar Jar Binks tattooed in his arm. You know?
Now, what I do like about this is that it does really seem to kind of evoke that nostalgic feel of the original trilogy. You know, a friend of ours wrote a comment on Facebook that he just hopped and hollered when he saw the Falcon just shoot around.
Oh, it was awesome. After
And
so many years,
I must admit, I was the same.
Yeah.
I still remember sitting in my aunt's kitchen watching A New Hope as my cousin's partner walked in, ruining when Han flew in to save the day, and I still hold on to that memory. But like it just evokes that kind of feel of adventure.
I was watching it, like when the Sith took out his lightsaber.
Are we sure it's a Sith?
Yeah, are we sure it's a Sith?
It's a red lightsaber.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
red.
mean-
doesn't mean
doesn't
anything.
mean a
red
thing.
lightsaber.
That's profiling.
I wanted
Like-
to be a Sith.
Have you heard
Sith are
the origin of the red lightsaber for the Sith?
No.
It's actually the fact that they joined the dark side. It turns the crystal red.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Because
So,
the Jedi have their multicolored.
Yeah,
Like,
The
so
get
Jedi
that.
have
That's
the
not
green
fair.
and the blue.
And I mean-
These guys have the red.
The fan,
Way
reaction,
cooler.
the fan reaction to that teaser is just ridiculous.
Mm.
Like it's an 88-second teaser. We know nothing of the story. It's just glimpses of what's to come. I read an article recently that the full trailer could come either on May the 4th. Nice. Or as a prelude to Age of Ultron.
Yeah, a lot of people have been
Yeah.
saying it's been Age of Ultron.
And I look forward to that even more now that it could give the opportunity to have a whole
And the
room
thing,
of
yeah.
geeks just going.
And the thing is,
crazy.
Age of Ultron is out in May in America, so
Yeah, well, probably-
either way they
I-
could have it. Like it'd only be maybe a few days apart.
Yeah,
So-
true.
It's really on how they want to work it.
To me, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
Like I mean, I like J.J. Abrams. I liked what he did with Star Trek.
So
he
bright.
had a whole lot of weight behind him to try and get that right, because you know Star Trek had transcended across so many different mediums. Now we know Star Wars had as well, but prior to the sequels or the prequels, Star Wars was literally contained within novels and the original trilogy. So the fact that this kind of evokes the original trilogy feeling makes me happy.
So again,
That's
I
something that
guess you
annoys me
two
with,
then want your favourites would be then Star Wars as well. No Jurassic World.
Oh, no,
love?
Age of Ultron.
Oh really?
Well,
Are we going
Ultron
to be
is like
split 50-50?
Ultron is like one of my favourite Marvel villains of all time.
As we saw from your bubbles.
My bubble. Oh yes. I've got a picture of Ultron on my phone, and the screensaver for some reason pops little bubbles when you touch it, so you can like put your finger on Ultron's mouth, and it looks like he's blowing bubbles.
It really makes him less threatening.
But he's like one of my favourite Marvel villains, and seeing that teaser trailer and hearing James Spader's voice, I'm just so
His
happy
voice is so creepy.
with how it looks like he's going to turn out. And I love what they've done with his face, that they've made him more
humanistic, or
yeah, they've like in the
Giving him teeth.
in the comics, he's just got like those slits for his eyes,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and the big gaping, smiling
Well,
mouth.
isn't that how you'll obviously see that face? You'll obviously see that kind of
Oh yeah,
iconic.
probably an earlier version of him will have just the fixed face, because when they revealed it at Comic-Con, what was it, 2 years ago, with Iron Man's helmet getting
Banged.
bashed in,
Yeah.
it changed into an exact comic book Ultron face. So that'll probably be referenced. Maybe even if like you'll see like just a faceplate that Tony Stark has been working on in his workshop or something. But I like that they've given him the more expressive face, because the look he has on his eyes when he says the line, no strings line, he kind of like looks down. It's like disdain and disrespect for like humans. Like, I'm like this higher being that's so much better than you, which you wouldn't get if it was just the face that he has.
Yeah, the blankness. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So,
James Spader's doing the mocap, isn't he? So I mean,
I
it would make
that
sense to have
yeah.
that kind of more emotive face, because to not have it would kind of take away, I think, a little from Spader's performance if he's going to throw so much into it.
And he's being
Because it
taught
can
by
be
Andy
more than
Serkis.
just a voice.
And he's being taught by Andy Serkis.
That is true. That is true. Speaking of, he's confirmed that.
Yeah.
To go back to Star Wars, he confirmed that he's the guy who does
he's
the
the voice.
voiceover, and apparently he's also confirmed that he's speaking to Luke.
And he's doing multiple characters.
He's doing multiple characters as well. Everyone thought it was Benedict Cumberbatch, which I thought was weird.
He might be playing, I think, a character as himself, but then he's also going to be probably mocapping for another character.
He is the king of mocap.
Yeah. Well, it definitely feels like 2015 is nostalgia. It's basically the year of nostalgia. It's like Jurassic Park, Terminator.
No, is anybody looking forward to Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, that was me putting my hands up in joy.
Because that's another trailer that people were kind of...
Nuts over.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fantastic
trailer.
trailer.
And a lot of bitching about it as
Yeah.
well.
Really? I
Yeah.
never saw
Yeah.
anything but positives. Boy, must have been looking at the wrong things. My choice, though, for 2015 is actually one that's coming out in January. It features a lovely, cuddly superhero called
Big Hero
Baymax.
6.
I can't talk about that.
Big Hero 6, people. That
Believe the
film,
hype.
That film looks incredible, and I'm so looking forward to seeing it. It's definitely going to be one of the highlights for me, I'd say, next year. And the fact that it's out in America already and it's not out here kind of feels like a missed opportunity for both revenue and kind of for getting people to kind of bring kids to a Christmas movie. I mean, we have The Hobbit this year, but I mean, for kids, there's not one of the big things to kind of bring it for kids, to bring them to the cinema at Christmas, you know, bit of a treat, bit of a day out,
And sell all those Baymax toys.
Exactly. So like, Big Hero 6 be for me, just for that alone. In terms of Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, rather, to bring that back, I think seeing Chris Pratt on a motorcycle being chased or being followed, we don't know which,
Leading the Raptors in
leading
battle,
us,
it looked like.
it looked incredible. I was listening to the podcast earlier, and they kind of posited the idea that they brought up a fan theory that he is the son of the original gamekeeper from Jurassic Park. That he has done what his father couldn't do, which is tame and kind of control the raptors.
Is that what his father wanted to do?
Yeah, his father
I'm pretty
understood.
sure he wanted to kill them.
I'm pretty sure he wanted to kill them. He respected them, like...
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He respected them, and he kind of understood how clever they were. Clever girl.
But it's just... there is one kind of problem I saw with the trailer. It's just basically Chris Pratt puts up the best question ever. Why
Delivered
would you
the
create
worst-
the perfect dinosaur?
With the worst delivery.
Yeah, it's just like...
Oh my god, that line was so
It's-
campy.
I don't know if it's just his delivery or it's just such a bad line.
It's a bad line.
It's just like, why
it's
would
such a
you-
bad line.
I didn't even think that was a bad line. Just basically, why did you like create an untested, unpredictable dinosaur?
That
What
has
is the
thumbs.
purpose of that?
A super dinosaur.
Super dinosaur that can apparently climb walls like Spider-Man.
What are they calling it? It's called like the Bio-Rex?
The
or
D-Rex.
The D-Rex.
The D-Rex. And I've seen screenshots of it from like it's
Lego.
Lego, and it looks like a blue T-Rex. And
I
it's just,
think it'll look much cooler.
I have
Hopefully.
yet to see it. Moving on
Yes.
from that, and I think we've answered that very comprehensively.
So,
I think so.
Ultron,
Maybe.
Ultron.
he didn't say
Baymax.
He said Baymax. Another robot.
So 2015 is the year of robots.
Yeah.
Beware.
Skynet is real.
Mm.
So on to
Could
the
be
next
something.
question that we have. We have one from Kieran Lafferty. I think this is going
Hello,
to be
Kieran.
for the three guys here rather than me. But it is, what is your favourite anime? I don't watch anime, but participation is key, is what he said.
Oh god, my favorite anime. I mean, everyone will go for FMA. Everyone would say Full Metal Alchemist. It's so well contained. Yeah. It's so well written. The
Full Metal
acting.
Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Because Full Metal Alchemist just went completely off the rails. I don't even consider Full Metal Alchemist the actual anime. When I say Full Metal Alchemist, I mean the manga. I mean Brotherhood.
You can watch like the first 23 episodes.
Yeah, because it's
better,
and then start watching Brotherhood.
There's one scene in particular that's much
better in the Full Metal Alchemist
because there's a lot more development.
Yeah, definitely.
And anyone who's watched it knows
exactly.
Yes, but it's.
I've only watched the first episode.
It's an amazing anime. It's one of the best mangas I've ever read. I'd have to say, Full Metal Alchemist. It's tough for me because I love Bleach. I love Naruto. I mean, that was kind of where we got the idea for the anime because it's over now. That was a tentpole of my childhood. 15 years that went on for.
Bleach?
No, Naruto went for 15 years.
Bleach went on for too long.
Bleach is still going on.
I was about to say.
Bleach is still going on. The anime may be over, but the manga is still going.
Never stopped.
Oh god, no. But yeah, I'd say Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood.
Full Metal Alchemist will be in one of my top shows of all time. Yeah, it's that good. But just so we're not all saying Full Metal Alchemist, I'd say Trigun, maybe.
Nice.
Or
nice.
Did not like it.
Anyone who knows more of the animes I'm into or shows or everything is going to find this really weird. I love Escaflowne. If anyone has ever seen Escaflowne?
I've heard of that. Just describe it for people who don't know, and Tom, who's making.
I am literally sitting here in quiet disbelief of what the hell this is all about. I do know Goku though, and I do like your Goku statue.
Oh, thanks. But everyone knows Goku.
Escaflowne is kind of a fantasy mech show about a girl who gets sucked into an alternate land where magic works everything, and everyone, all the knights wear these armor suits called Gaimelops, which are basically like mechs, and the lead hero has the titular mech, the Escaflowne, which is also able to transform into a dragon. And it's kind of the best. It's like someone tried to get an anime aimed at girls, and an anime aimed directly at boys, and smashed the two of them together so that everyone was pleased. And I've seen it done before. It usually fails, but this was the best example where they really appeased all fandoms. And it was kind of one of the first animes I really became obsessed with. But yeah, that's my favorite.
How long did it run for?
I think it's only 25. It's the standard 25.
It's self-contained.
It's self-contained. Yeah. And it's one of the ones. Full Metal Alchemist same, and Trigun as well. You can listen to them dubbed or subbed.
Yeah,
they all have really good dubbings. And Trigun is just so much fun.
Oh, it's so funny.
It gets crazy dark at the end.
Yeah. Hugh.
I'd have to say Gurren Lagann, definitely, hands down.
I don't know what that is.
It's that really shocks me. It's one of the most popular anime. Even if you Google
is that
popular
Simon?
anime, yeah.
Oh
Simon
yeah, that's Yuri Lowenthal's. Yeah,
it's the inspiration. It was the inspiration for Kill la Kill. In that it's it's kind of a parody of mech animes, while at the same time being an awesome mech anime. To the extent, there's one scene which I still remember as being one of the most funny. They decide to combine two mechs. So one of them picks the other one up, just smashes it on top of his head, and then declares the combined. Absolutely nothing happens. He just smashes it on and goes, "We're combined now. We're stronger."
So he foresaw Michael Bay doing that in Transformers 2 and said, "We're going to do that better."
Yeah, we're going to do that, and we're going to rip the piss out of it already.
Nice.
And he does it because all the mechs have faces on their chests, and then they come across a mech that also has they don't have heads. They have faces just on their chest, but no head. And then they come across a mech that has a head, and the main guy doesn't want to be outdone by this mech, so he picks up the smaller mech that his friend is and slams it into his mech's head. There, now we have a head too.
That actually sounds brilliant.
Just the entire thing is completely ridiculous, but completely awesome because of it. It's only 27 episodes long. And it starts off underground and then ends up in space by the end of it.
Nice.
That's like all good
That's the
stories
best.
do.
That's the best progression. Starts from below and ends up above.
Yep.
But
it's got so many scenes in it as well that are like really emotional.
Oh
And
yeah.
some great character development in it as well. A lot like Trigun. The way Trigun starts
Yeah.
off really, they both start off really kind of comical and kind of like you said, send-ups of other genres, and then by the end they have so many. Not as much as Trigun gets really serious, but Gurren Lagann kind of keeps the
It
comedy
keeps
and
the silliness going throughout, but it combines it with kick-ass fight scenes.
And with Trigun, I mean, like I read the manga for a while. How does it translate at all, or are they two different stories?
As far I've never read the manga, but I think the story's kind of the same, but the
Much more condensed.
the bad team, their names are escaping.
They're
now.
assassins or something, aren't they?
They were really cool. The gun ho guns.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, they're different.
Oh, okay.
There's different members and stuff.
Just like how in Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the homoculi were completely different, and I hated the Full Metal Alchemist homoculi.
They
they
made
were
no
so
sense.
bad. They made no
Absolutely
sense.
no sense.
Oh god, stupid sloth.
I'm just going to go some populist route because this is.
Yes, let's hear mainstream.
This is going to be amazing.
What cartoon?
Like for anyone who doesn't know, Tom tried to explain that back in my day, animes were called cartoons. It's like, no, Tom, they're called animes.
So I do apologise for any offence.
Just so you say your choice, just on that, I think a big problem, like with people looking at animes, is that
They are called
too many
cartoons.
people look at it as a genre, whereas it should be more looked at as a medium of presenting stories.
Yeah, because it has its own genres inside of it.
Yeah, because a lot of people kind of think of it, and even people who are anime fans are like, "Oh, I'm into anime," and then people assume, "Oh, that means you have to like all of it," and if you don't like this anime, then you're not really an anime fan. Whereas it's like
it's a bit like the same with gaming. Like I mean,
yeah,
gaming is a broad term. You could like any kind of type of game.
If you don't like romantic comedies or stuff in movies,
yeah, exactly.
You're not gonna like romantic comedies in animes. But that doesn't mean there aren't a few that are so good you're not going to enjoy them as well.
Exactly. Like not everything is going to please everybody, but I mean there are always going to be that few that just kind of transcend. I suppose.
Like whatchamacallit, Tenchu Muyo would be considered.
That was
like,
so weird.
A lot of people would be in a lot of people's top 10 animes, but like I wouldn't even consider that an anime.
I remember that in Cartoon
because
Network.
because it's like a romantic space comedy, and that just wouldn't be my thing. So
which story changes every arc, every season he gets a different story. How he meets them, who they are.
I watched it when I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah,
and it was on the same hour slot as Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
So.
First
it went over my head. I just watched it to get to Dragon Ball Z.
The first proper manga or anime that I watched was Akira. It was kind of my introduction to the genre. I say genre now after you talking about it.
I suppose it's a lot of people's, like Akira would be a lot of people's, because it was so, it just exploded
it was fantastic
anime
and I mean,
out there.
It was my first as well, so.
Like I'd still watch it every so often because it's just a brilliant.
Been a while since I watched it.
I watched it when I was like 10 or 11. And it was 3/4 of the way through. Just switched on to sci-fi one night and turned it on. Right in the middle of Kai and Tetsuo's psychic fight, which leads into Tetsuo's transformation. And my little brain at the time just exploded, and I was like, "What the hell am I watching?"
And a whole new universe was born.
Amazing.
You've what? My fragile little mind. And following on from that, like really. Growing up, I didn't really have access. Didn't really have access to a lot of mangas, cartoons, or anything like that of that kind of in that kind of wheelhouse. So I mean, I would say then the next thing I watched was Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, stuff like in that kind of populist kind of
Dragon Ball Z.
I watched probably an episode, maybe two, but I never followed up with it. And that's kind of where it starts and ends for me.
Watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah, watched Abridged.
You still get the same story.
It's amazing.
The latest episode was amazing.
Yeah,
so funny.
I love their Kais as well.
It's so funny. Like just Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's just like I was talking to Chuck Huber when he was at Erticon a few weeks ago, which was fantastic, by the way. and he voiced Android 17 back in the day, and he says, I love the Dragon Ball Z abridged guys. They are so funny, and they totally get the humor, and they totally get that series. And it's like, I mean, when you get endorsed by one of the main villains of that series, it's just you can't get any bigger than that.
Who endorsed them? Christopher Sabat?
Chris Sabat, Chuck Huber as well. Love them. He's been on a panel or two with them, and yeah, I mean, like you see their humor is just fantastic, and just like all the stuff about Vegeta. Like Vegeta is now my favorite character. Like he didn't used to be. Goku was, because I was just like, I love the Superman character, and that's that. Vegeta now is my favorite kind of character.
The famous 9,000 joke is fantastic.
Oh. Or Nappa. Who knew Nappa could get really cool?
Especially when he's a ghost.
Especially when he was a ghost.
So I think we've all exhausted or we've all laid
No.
out. No. I suppose this is a topic that could really go on and on and on. So
I think you and Graham could go on for a long time about anime, I think.
I think so.
I think between the three of us, we've probably watched the entire history of anime.
I don't even think that.
Well, I'm.
Can you imagine? Like, I mean, there's so much stuff.
I'm a little bit older than you two.
Like 2 years older.
I watched Astro Boy when it was on.
Are you older than
I used to watch Astro Boy when it was on VHS.
That wasn't on when I was a lad.
Sorry, we're just going to reveal our ages. Myself and Anthony are 28.
I didn't agree to that. You did that without my consent.
Hugh, how old are you?
I'm 25.
I'm 26.
We're not the young one.
We're not that much
different. I must apologise to Anthony. We were on a Skype call a good while ago, all of us talking, and it descended into myself and Anthony IMing each other while everyone else was talking about Korra. And myself and Anthony were like, we are too old for this.
Are you not watching? Korra. Do you guys not watch Korra?
God, no.
What the hell?
I like it.
I've never gotten into it.
I've never watched The Last Airbender.
Watch that.
What? You never watched The Last Airbender?
It's like it's basically anime. It's a gateway into anime because it's not technically anime because it was made in America, but then it's got all the anime kind of feels and like it's got the level of tropes and the kind of comedy to maturity levels, and it's a brilliant story. And then you watch Korra and it's a fantastically written story with beautiful artwork. That would be perfect for you two. I mean, you just finished watching Young Justice.
I know, I'll get to it. I've just finished Young Justice. I've started Clone Wars and Rebels, and also...
You're going to mess up your timeline there.
I'm watching Claymore and Berserk as well.
Oh, you're going to be
so
trying
to get all of this in before the baby comes along, yes?
Yeah. I'm trying to get as much anime in.
By the way, Anthony's pregnant.
Yeah.
So moving on, because I think we're really
we're
just
kind of pushing time
just
right now.
watch Korra.
Okay, I'll take that away. So, do you want to, Anthony, just try out the next one?
Okay, Stephen Whelan wants to know our opinions on the future of Irish animation.
I think it's on the up and up. I mean, you hear there's so many jobs coming up now in Boulder Media, in Brown Bag. It's really fantastic. I mean, like, Irish animation has come so far, and I mean, we've been a part of animation for a very long time. A lot of people didn't know Don Bluth got a lot of his stuff, like the animation from there was kind of based here, like in Ireland, and now, like, you know, we're up for awards and everything, and like we're up there contenders for like awards with Disney and Pixar and all that.
Book of Kells
was amazing.
Irish animation.
There's a follow. There's a spiritual follow up to that. I saw the trailer for it. Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
Yep.
It looks amazing. The seals look really cute. I'm a big softie at heart. Go away.
Oh, you must have had your heart melted in Saga then.
When
the Seal Man turned up.
Oh God, that was
1 week without Saga, lads. 1 week. Let's see. Can we do it?
No.
But yeah, Irish animation is just fantastic. I love it.
I was at DICE this year.
It's the Cuchulainn.
And Paul Bolger had a stall there, and he was amazing to talk to. He has a project now that's called Hound, and it's about the story of Cuchulainn. And it looks amazing. If you get a chance, go online, Google it, look him up. The artwork is amazing. He's bringing it out as a storybook, essentially a comic book in a gorgeous hardback, but he's also developing that story into an animated film, which I think is almost complete. I'm not too sure.
I think he's trying to get the graphic novel out for January or February.
Yeah, that's only the first book. I think there might be 4 in total to tell the whole story. And I mean, he was talking about how, because there's no kind of depictions of the different types of clans around Ireland, that he was given kind of more or less free license to design the look of the people in Connacht, the look of the people in the different provinces, Connacht, Leinster, Ulster and Munster. And it was just really, really cool to listen to him. And I don't know, has that been on your radar, Graham?
Yeah, I mean, I look at all the Irish animation, and it's like, I mean, I know a fair few of the people in the media, sorry, in the animation industry, and you know, they either went to college with me or a year ahead of me in that, and just to see it makes me really proud. It's because it's kind of like how Big Hero 6 was in Cork, and it makes me proud to be Irish, to say this is ours, and we're being really well appreciated for it. I mean, you see it not just in animation, but you see it in comics. More Irish writers, artists, colorists, letterers are breaking into the industry now, more than ever.
In a huge way.
Like in a huge way. Like all because I think Stephen Mooney said it was because of how reliable we are.
Yeah, he mentioned
I think it's the Catholic guilt. It's the Irish guilt.
Yeah, he said that in our interview. Stephen's great. Like he all of the Irish guys are great. Like they're great at trying to get the word out there of how good workers we are. I think Steve Thompson is now going to be going to DC as well. He's doing some stuff for one of the weekly Futures End. I think he's going to do some art for that. You have Mooney on Grayson. You've got Shalvey on Moon Knight, and he's now doing his own work with Warren Ellis at Over an Image with Injection.
Funny, a few years ago I was at a Warren Ellis talk in Galway, in Galway GUIT, and there was a Q&A section at it, and one person asked this big, huge, long question, this big, complicated question.
There's always one.
That needed you were expecting Ellis to turn around and give a big, complicated answer, and Ellis just kind of leaned to the mic and just went, "No," which did answer the question, and that man turned out to be Declan Shalvey.
Oh, so nice.
Oh wow! But yeah, never knew that. That's brilliant.
He's now going to be writing his second Warren Ellis book next year,
which seems set to run for a good long while. I think they have a very long form story set to go. But even outside of that, you've got, here locally, you've got Hugo Boylan with High Fantasy and Superhero Help Desk.
But yeah,
and so on. And
yeah,
so forth.
and I mean, I hope we answered your question quite soundly there, Stephen. And yeah, I mean, we're coming up now to I suppose us talking about what we've been looking at during this week. Guys, games, movies. What have you been looking at?
I've started playing Five Nights at Freddy's. I've not been sleeping well.
And how many pairs of underwear have you soiled?
It hasn't scared me that much yet, but I'm only on the second night. But
I watched the Let's Play, and that was enough for me. I was like, no, I'm done. No.
It's good. It's a game just based around jump scares, pretty much.
And what are you playing it on? PC?
PC.
Ah, nice. I've heard that's kind of like the best kind of thing to go for.
I think is that all it's on?
Is it only on?
Is it on anything else?
I thought it was
No,
on,
I thought it was on
console.
I think it's only on PC.
No,
so far.
it's only on PC. And have you been tempted to get the sequel?
I'm gonna see how long it takes me to get through the first one.
Yeah.
First. Because Christmas coming up, I'll be getting Pokemon and Smash Brothers as well, so I'm sure they'll be taking over most of my time. Yeah.
Which Pokemon?
Sapphire.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I was going to get Ruby.
Yeah, because it's red.
Yes,
it's got Groudon.
It's got Groudon. But the new games, you can get more of the legendaries from previous games.
That is
true.
And the legendaries in Sapphire are better than the ones in... You can get Lugia and...
Lugia.
And I didn't play Black and White, So I don't know their names.
The two big lads.
The black one.
Zach Rom. Yeah.
Tom,
the one
do
with
you
the
know what a
arms.
legendary is?
I do.
Oh, Zapdos.
My Pokemon gaming starts and ends with yellow.
It was a good game.
It was a great game. It was a great game.
First game that allowed you to have a Pokemon travel behind you, which I loved.
And they've only brought it back once.
You know
It's
what's
true.
sad about those games though? The memory cartridges on those the memory on those cartridges only had a set timeline.
I know.
So
Yeah,
anybody
I
who
know.
has those cartridges for longer than I think 10
My
years
Pokemon
has
Red.
lost everything.
My Pokemon Red that had all 151 Pokemon on it.
I had
Did you have Mew?
I had
and
Mew.
Mewtwo.
I had
I won him in
Silver.
a tournament.
Nice.
I had silver. I got all 251.
Oh, that's
I was
impressive.
so happy. It took me ages. I got every single one of them, and I was so proud. Had to trade with like 3 or 4 different people. I had to make a friend.
Yeah, everyone
But I didn't know.
Everyone I knew had grown out of it at that stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I had no one to trade over.
It was
the
my first Pokemon game because I didn't
exclusives
have. My parents kind of were mean. They won't listen to this. It's fine. But they wouldn't let me get a Game Boy because they were so worried that I'd get addicted to it. So I had to wait until Game Boy Color, until it was my communion or confirmation, I think, and they said, fine, you can have a Game Boy Color. And I said, right, the first game I'm getting is silver. Because for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't like gold. I think it's because I didn't like Ho-Oh. I much preferred Lugia because he looked kind of like a space dragon.
He was psychic.
Lugia is so
Always
much
go
cooler
with
than
Psycho.
Ho.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that was my first kind of foray into it. I didn't actually have the first generation. It was weird.
Like my just to bring it to tie in with your memory of gaming, one of the memories I have of getting is my first PlayStation 1. You brought up your communion or confirmation. At my confirmation, I went down to Golden Discs in Dunleary. I'll never forget it. I was able to buy the Die Hard trilogy, the PS1,
Oh, what a great game.
and
Nice.
Pro Evolution Soccer, or Sensible Soccer as it was called then. And I'll never forget my friend turning to me and said, "Welcome to the cult of the grey box."
Have you heard? Do you know then, Tom, that today is the 20th anniversary?
That's why I'm bringing it up.
Exactly today is when the PlayStation 1 came out.
And
In
have
Japan.
you seen the new PlayStation
the-
4?
Yes.
It looks
Oh,
awesome.
Gorgeous. And there's a theme now for the PlayStation 4 that you can get in Europe. I don't know if it's in the US yet. I think it is. Where it brings the old startup sound from the PlayStation 1.
Oh my god.
It's beautiful.
What is it that we're like this year, next year with films? What is it that makes nostalgia just so fantastic?
It just that's the basis thing. It brings
Reminds you
out
of a
that
time
joy
when
and
you
happiness
didn't have
that
any
you had.
worries in life and everything was more magical.
Simple.
Yeah,
and-
you always look back
yeah.
at the past and just think, man, that was great.
Probably wasn't though.
And you're probably
not.
right. Like I mean, nostalgia can kind of be good and a bad thing. You know, it can play tricks on your mind.
Yeah. So Hugh,
Go back
what about
and
you?
watch, go back and watch any of like Transformers or Thundercats or anything from back in the day. You'll have your nostalgia smashed on the
I
ground.
love G1 Transformers. I still watch
It actually
that.
does. That does still have some of its charm.
Not
but,
Thundercats, though.
The Transformers
Oh, wait.
movie.
Thundercats is so bad.
That's so bad.
You see that opening video and you're like Milhouse when he's playing that game that's like blowing him back. That's when the opening of Thundercats does that and you're like so excited and then it starts playing and then you're like, what the hell is this?
That's because they poured all their budget into the opening.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened.
So yeah, Hugh, what have you been playing, watching, reading?
Well, 2 games really. Omega Ruby is one of them, and the other one would be Smash Bros for Wii U.
And how is it?
It's not great for one-on-one fights, but for 2v2, it is incredible.
And 8v8?
Haven't actually played the 4v4 yet. It's we had a plan to get a huge group together, but it's so difficult to find
Did you
8
get it with
people when
the-
you're a geek.
Did you get it with the adapter?
Oh yeah, we've got 4 GameCube
Oh,
controllers to play
cool.
with.
Nice.
I
Best controller ever made.
Yeah.
I was back home in Westmeath the day it came out, so I was like running around to every shop, every Smith's, every GameStop. I finally got one in GameStop.
I was exactly the same. My roommate actually had it pre-ordered, but GameStop didn't have the pre-order. Like they didn't
GameStop
get
are
enough
notorious for
pre-orders
that,
to fill the pre-order, so we actually had to cancel that, and then the next day found it in Smith's, the only one left.
It was so weird. The Smiths at home that I went into, they had sold out of all of their adapters, but they still had loads of Joy-Pans. They'd gotten like 2 adapters in, and they had gotten like a box full of joypads. They were like, how are they supposed to sell the joypads when you've only sent them 2 adapters?
That's a bit of a conundrum, all right.
Yeah.
Did you buy any amiibos?
No amiibos yet. I couldn't find a Ganondorf.
You didn't spend 2,500 on a double-barreled Samus Aran then? No.
What?
What?
Have you not seen this?
No.
There was a, I don't know if it was like one that someone came across or if there's multiple versions of them out there, but someone got a Samus that has 2 gun arms.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, good God.
And they put it up on eBay.
Just on a standard like bid, whatever, and it just went up to that.
It went up to 2,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And does it, like, I mean, I don't know about it. Does the amiibo do anything different other than a normal Samus?
Oh no, they're like this.
Yeah, that's what I
they're
mean
not
though.
even like the Skylanders.
So it's
Oh no, it wouldn't do anything. It's
So even in game, it doesn't have 2 guns.
No.
Aw.
It's pure.
That's kind of disappointing,
really, just for the.
It's
for
a
the
pure.
figurine.
That sounds more like it was a pure defect. Than
Everyone
Or
online
false advertising, at
Yeah, but those
least.
things still go for lots of money. That's the surprising thing. Things that have those defects still go for lots of money.
I wonder
Like
what ET is going for now. The game.
The one that was found in Mexico.
Yeah, they found them in Mexico.
That was
They made a
weird.
movie about it.
They did.
There's a documentary about it. Yeah.
The
Speaking of
worst game ever made.
like, I mean, I got when the New 52 started. I had Green Lantern number 1 on my pull list, and when I picked it up in the Big Bang, I was told that I had a rare copy because it had some kind of watermark that they had to recall them all and reprint it. So apparently, I could have put it up, and someone would have been mad enough to try and buy it for a higher price because of it was.
Did you
special.
get Robert Glick at like comicbooks.ie to check that out?
No.
Because he would totally check that out. And like, I mean, if you got that could be something really great there.
I don't know. I doubt it.
You doubt
I doubt it. It was probably something.
I was shown.
I could be wrong.
A copy at Comic Mart of a Killing Joke that was sealed. That was worth something like 3,000.
Jesus.
Euro. That had 100%. What do you call it? Just the
The
rating.
10
Or a
CTC.
10, yeah, it had a perfect 10, and the guy was like saying it like someone must have just taken it off the printing press, stuck it in a bag, and.
But I mean, you look at Batman New 52. Like, you probably got Batman number 1, issue 1, New 52.
Yeah.
That's going for, if you can get that at a 9.5 or something, 200 to 400 euro.
Saga's the same.
I have it signed by Snyder and Capullo. So
Touché, sir.
It's not perfect.
So yeah,
A lot more then.
well, I suppose.
Yeah.
Saga number 1 goes for crazy prices.
Of
Really,
course.
if you have it at a perfect 10 or even a 9 or whatever.
Christ.
I was very tempted at DCC to get a first issue of Transformers. That was like a 9.8. It
And
was
how
like
much?
8. It was like 800.
Oh,
euro. I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
oh,
Your
funny, I was rich.
child
If
would
only I
really
was
respect
rich.
you for that.
I would have bought it and just framed it and stuck it up on the wall.
I didn't have clothes for a week.
Funnily enough, I went to, and this is how great the Big Bang I think are. I went to the live open or the midnight opening of the New 52 at the Big Bang, and John there had stuff to give to customers as they came in. I have at home a Joss Whedon Caraday penciled 9.8. I think it's 9.8 or 9.6 of their an issue of their Astonishing X-Men.
Oh, nice.
And it's just gorgeous to look at. And I'm kind of looking at it, I was like, I really would love to actually see what it's like inside, but I'm not going to touch this.
I can give you a
thing
lens
at
of
all.
mine. I can give you a lens of I've got the volume, so I can give you a lens of that.
No.
This really-
I mean, I have actually read it. Jesus, I wouldn't be an X-Men fan if I didn't read that.
True.
But
Someday, Graham, your Doctor Who may be worth something.
Yeah, if I can just get Nick Roche to sign it. It's really fun. Like, I loved how we talked about it at
Have you ever
Dice.
taken it out of the box?
I have not. No.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if you just perfectly put it back in or if it is
Yeah.
actually
No, it has never been opened.
factory sealed.
My parents, it was really funny because when my parents brought it home, they said, "Here's this gift from Florida from all the family," and I said, "Oh, thank you." And basically, they're like, don't open it because it looks nice. It's a special edition. It's one of the limited editions, and that's when I realized in my head, I know Nick Roche. This is designed by Nick Roche. If I get this signed, who knows? And then I told him at Dice, and he was like, I don't have one. it was so sad. Watch the interview, and he just goes, they didn't give me one. It's like, why would you not give the guy who designed one? Like, I feel like DC would give it to every one of their artists, like Greg Capullo, Jim Lee. When they design a statue, I imagine they give them at least one. But I mean, not to give Nick one of them.
I need to get my Megatron and Springer signed by him as well. Actually,
I just have this image of Nick just sitting somewhere in the corner crying.
And we're laughing, just laughing.
He's got like shelves of Transformer toys. So he's like, none of it matters.
It doesn't matter.
Just an empty space in between like Megatron and Optimus Prime with a little plaque that says 11th Doctor or 10th Doctor.
So next year, we've mentioned movies that are coming out next year. Recently this week, yesterday, cast was announced for the Suicide Squad.
Oh my God.
And what a cast. What a cast. Anthony did a lovely little write-up on the site, and, Will Smith as Deadshot. I was initially kind of screaming at my monitor when I read it, because I don't know, I just have this feeling about Will Smith and any kind of decent acting. He hasn't really been good.
He can swing either way. Either he's going to be terrible or
really good.
Good. Don't get me wrong, he was fantastic in I Am Legend during the day scenes. The night scenes annoyed and really pissed me off.
When the CGI came in.
CGI ruined that movie.
And those other humans, when those showed up, it's just like, I don't care about you. Go back to the mannequin girl.
And even the original ending. The original ending was terrible.
Yeah.
Did you see the alternate ending?
Yeah.
The alternate ending was actually
better.
Quite good. A lot better.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I think the original ending. I have never read the book. I haven't read I Am Legend, but I think the original ending is that he dies.
Oh, is it?
Oh. Our sound man is nodding in agreement with me.
Strangely, he's a sound man and he makes no sound.
Another terrible movie that Will Smith was actually the one good thing in it. Hancock.
Hancock was
great. The start of Hancock was good,
when
it was all about a drunken superhero who was angry all the time, and then they brought in the whole weird,
he's a god
mythology thing that they couldn't be near each other, and
it's like they had two different movies and just smashed them together.
And then Jason Bateman was there.
Jason Bateman
looking awkward in the background. But he was good at the start of that movie. He was good at being like this reluctant hero who had like a bad attitude, so he could very easily play Deadshot.
I suppose if they play up the angle of him being there to protect his family, much like they've done on Arrow, I think that could be something that would really be able to sell it. One that I'm really surprised by is not even Jared Leto as the Joker, but that Tom Hardy is back in the DC wheelhouse.
Yeah, as Rick Flag.
As Rick Flag.
Who is he?
Rick Flag
is he like an evil Captain America?
He's the leader of the Suicide Squad. He's the guy handpicked by Waller. And another one actually is Oprah Winfrey has been apparently approached to play Waller. Now Oprah Winfrey is
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey.
She actually is a good actress.
She's a good actress. Just the thing is, just a lot of this big name thing, it just smacks of stunt casting to me sometimes. Margot Robbie, I think she will nail the look of Harley. Whether she will actually act as well as Harley.
She's good.
Yeah, have you seen her in?
I've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, and I know she can be good. It's just that's just one movie. You can't really base a lot on just one performance. Tom Hardy, known quantity, can play pretty much anything. I don't know anything about the girl who's playing Enchantress.
I looked her up. I think she's just going to be like a background character just to fill the spot. She is only a model, I think she's done some singing, but she hasn't done any proper acting work. So I think this is like one of her first roles. So it could be a thing. She's just like a background character just to fill the numbers or something. The thing I think it's funny in the casting is that Boomerang is being played by another Spartacus actor,
and it comes back around to Spartacus.
Just DC
for people who don't know, Anthony loves Spartacus. It's all those lovely washed abs.
It's an awesome show. But yeah, DC, like half of the cast of Arrow are from Spartacus. It's
The Flash and Prison Break.
Like, isn't the other guy from Prison Break coming into it as a rogue?
He's playing Heatwave.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh my god.
I think
so
we were talking about him in the last podcast.
They're going to be
because I couldn't think of
together.
his name.
They're going to be together again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I don't know if Captain Boomerang is going to be as one of the rogues. Who I hope they call him that in the show, because he's just called Boomerang in the movie. Which Marvel should get their lawyers on that. I wouldn't be surprised if they got very stingy
Technical.
about that. Yeah, and Enchantress as well.
The thing is now is Sony were all about doing their super villain team, and now Warner has just completely cut the rug under them. Like, I mean, you know how the next film that Sony were going to do before Spider-Man 3 was going to be the Sinister Six, and it was going to be all about the Sinister Six and how they're going to be relatable, because to be fair, the villains of the Sinister Six are quite relatable. But now
Are you
Warner
trying to argue that the Joker is a relatable character?
no, but the point is Warner have now done it again. They've now got the first female superhero film will be out because of them, Wonder Woman. The first teenager superhero will be Shazam. That'll be the first out.
Yeah.
Why who?
Well, he's
going
going to be an adult when
Spider-Man is 30.
But Shazam is going to be an adult when he's
going to be a kid, though. It's going to be Billy.
Yeah, but
Like, if they don't do
I
Billy,
suppose.
if Billy is not Shazam, if it's just Shazam, it will be a terrible film. They need to cast
they
a
have
good...
to, they have to.
Like, I think Asa Butterfield, you know, the kid out of... what was it called? Ender's Game. You know, the lead out of that?
Oh, yeah.
He
I
would
saw
be
you- I
a
saw you
great
mention
Billy
in your
Batson.
article.
He would be brilliant. And, I mean, the problem is now picking a Shazam. But, I mean, like... All that aside, Warner, if they are smart, if they get this right, they will do fantastically. And the director of Suicide Squad is David Ayer, who did Fury. And if you've seen Fury,
Fury's fantastic.
yeah, the guys in that, you hate those characters, but you still watch every scene with such intensity.
All right, Fury's the tank movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it's just like, put that kind of intensity, that kind of character hatred, you could have a perfect Suicide Squad. And I mean, Jared Leto. I know a lot of people are going, oh no. Some people are going, oh no, this movie's already awful simply because of his casting.
Has
He
no
has
one-
less to.
has
He's
no
less,
God, no.
Yeah, he has
Has
less.
no one
good
seen?
acting.
Yeah, he has less to prove than Heath Ledger had to prove.
Yeah, has no one seen
Bryce
Dallas
Dallas
Club?
Bryce Dallas
Requiem-
Club.
Requiem for a Dream?
Requiem for a Dream,
Yeah.
one of his first films.
Yeah.
Oh my
Fantastic
god,
movie.
I'm getting flashbacks
Yeah.
for
And Lord of War. He
He was
is
good as
brilliant
Lord
in
of
that.
War.
So yeah, I can't wait for him.
The other thing I seen people giving out about that, some people are like saying they liked Jared Leto as the Joker, but that because they're going with an older Batman, they would like to see an older Joker.
But he's 44.
And the person who was running the thread was like, well, actually, Jared Leto and Ben Affleck are the same age.
Yeah, but it's creepy
he,
because you
he
can't
is
tell.
eternally young.
Yeah.
And I think with Jared Leto coming in, it's a different take. I would love to see him take the kind of Killing Joke. We've spoken a lot about the Killing Joke on and off this evening in little tidbits here or there, but I actually think the Killing Joke Joker, if Jared Leto pulls something like that,
Or Grant Morrison's Joker.
yeah, the marionette kind of Joker. Jesus,
I
that'd
think
be
he's going to
something else.
pull the Frank Miller Joker. He's got the you know how in Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, the Joker looked very youthful.
I
looks
I
like
had that conversation
yeah,
with someone. Yeah,
he could actually
yeah.
pull that Joker off. You know, with the build and the good smile and the perfect and the kind of the weirdly perfect kind of features. He could be that kind of Joker who's just psychotic.
I suppose he has those kind of like high cheekbones.
Exactly,
Like if
yeah.
you look at the opening panels that the Joker's in the Dark Knight Returns, yeah, he's got those kind of really high cheekbones. Those
I didn't
kind
know
of-
it was the Joker the first time.
Yeah,
I read
neither did I.
because
Yeah.
he was so young looking.
But I think I look forward to it. I look forward to the DC universe in general. It's again, it's all riding on the back of one movie that has split so much opinion. That I
In
think
this podcast.
that
and
that
it
we're
will
not
be the
that we're not
best
going to go
movie
into again.
ever if
but-
King Shark shows up as one of the members.
I know. I just want Deathstroke to show up. Just Manu Bennett just to walk in at one point and go, "Hello." It's so awesome.
And
What with Jared Leto's been like knocked back, and Manu Bennett just walks in and goes, "Hey kid." I'll take it.
Exactly.
And with that, folks, I think that's going to be all for this evening and for this episode of Speakin Geek. Remember to check out the website. Remember to check in and vote on the awards that is available through the website. You can vote once every day. So if you want to vote for Geek Senpai or whatever of whoever you want to vote for on the awards, please
We're all
do
very
check
neck
in
and
every
neck at the
day.
moment, so
I
anyone's
do
game
know
still.
in the Geek Ireland writers that at last check it was neck and neck between Graham and Darren.
Was it?
Was
no,
it?
No, sorry, it was Jaffa and Darren.
Ah, very
I
nice.
thought Graham was ahead by far.
No, I don't know. I haven't. I checked at the beginning. I haven't seen it since.
This is us just tooting our own horn, folks.
I check back on it like every
And
couple
we
of
love
days,
tooting.
and like all of the categories, everything keeps like
Yeah,
jumping.
jumping.
Oh yeah,
back and forth,
it's really, really good. But just check in there, folks, and check up with the website, keep up with the posts on Facebook. We love you all. And that's for me. I'm Tom.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Hugh.
And I'm Graham. Bye.
Bye bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Keep that. Keep that.